Bonjour à la classe, je suis Madame Bruce. Enchantée. It is very nice to meet you. I am Madame Bruce, and I am the student teacher that you have heard about who will be teaching some of your lessons for the next couple of months. So it's very nice to meet you all. I'm sorry that we couldn't meet in class, which would have been much more ideal. But here we are, the wonders of technology. You get to see my face and listen to my wonderful voice. I've decided to do this video just like Miss Insert does, going through the PowerPoints, but I've decided to do it with my face so that you can start putting a face to the name you've heard, and I'm not just a random voice in the ether somewhere in the cloud, okay? So what we're going to do, you will have a worksheet that you can do alongside this presentation. Make sure you've got that ready, or a book that you write in, or however it is that you record your work, okay? But I have created a worksheet to make it easier for you. I will go through the answers of the activities as well. So make sure when I tell you to pause the video and do the activity, you pause the video and do the activity, okay? Because I will go through the answers as well, okay? So to get started, let's have a look. Let me share my screen to you now. All right. There we are. So your topic for today is les yeux et les cheveux. So you will have already started this topic with Miss, right? I am taking on the second part of that lesson, right? So eyes and hair. So the objective for today is to describe the length and style of somebody's hair. Okay, is it short? Is it long? Is it curly? Is it straight? Is it wavy? All of those good fun words, okay? Aujourd'hui, vous pourrez. So today you will be able to recognize new vocabulary for length and hairstyle, okay? You will be able to use the verb avoir to describe the length and style of other people's hair, okay? So where you will have just finished doing j'ai, which is I have, so j'ai les yeux bruns, or j'ai les cheveux blonds, for example, okay? This time you're going to be doing it for other people, okay? And as an extra challenge, you might be able to as well create then nice long descriptions by describing other people's eyes as well, okay? So we're really going to start building up on some of those sentences and that French that you've got already, okay? So as a starter, you have an unscramble task, okay? You've got a worksheet where you can fill these in nice and easy, okay? So if you have a look at your worksheet, I want you to take these words here, all right? And you're going to figure out what they all are in English by unscrambling the letters. You've already looked at all of these words with Miss, except for the last two. The last two I put in yellow because they're like an extra challenge if you think you can figure out what they mean. If you can't, don't panic, don't worry about it. But these ones here in green are your important ones. So what I want you to do now is you're going to pause the video, do the exercise on your worksheet or in your book, however you do it, and then press play again because I'll go through the answers. Okay, so you might be able to guess the meaning of this one, frisé. All right, it kind of looks like an English word, so you might be able to figure out what that one is. Red doesn't really look so much like the English word, but you might figure it out. Yeah, so give it a go. Pause now, do the activity. I'm going to assume you've paused. These are your answers. So, les cheveux, hair. Les cheveux, hair. Les yeux, eyes. Okay, make sure you really emphasize that z sound. Les yeux, les yeux. Okay, eyes. The next one is roux. Okay, roux, which means red. Okay, you might know the word rouge, okay, which also means red, but this spelling and this word is used when describing hair. Okay, roux. We've got bleu, blue, vert, green, or vert if it's plural, okay? Brun, which is brown. Then you've got noir, which is black. Blanc, Okay, so it almost sounds like it's got a G on the end of that, yeah, because we're not pronouncing the D, but we are pronouncing it like a blanc, right? Chate, chate, which is chestnut, okay, so like that chestnut color. It's very commonly used in France when describing hair color. The last two, I don't know if you managed to figure them out, is straight and curly. So frisé looks like frizzy, yeah. So it kind of looks like it's referring to curly. And then red for straight. When you say that word, it sounds like our color red when we say red. Okay, the only difference is it sounds more French. Red. Okay, so you're going to put that R to the back of your throat. Okay, red. All right, super. Your a quick activity here, just to remember, see how much you can remember. I want you to quickly conjugate each of these, not conjugate, sorry, translate each of these words for avoir. So avoir means to have, okay? But it's an irregular verb, so it's got some weird ways that we write it. So I've put them in French for you. You've got to write them in English. What does j'ai mean? Il a, elle a. What do they all mean? Go. Pause the video. I'll give you the answers in a second. So you've got j'ai, which means I have. You will have just practiced that with Miss in the last lesson, okay? Il a, I think you have seen at some point with Miss as well, which means you have. And then elle a and il a. Elle a is for a girl. Il a is for a boy. Now they can be quite tricky sometimes because the pronunciation is very similar, but you've got to be careful, okay? Elle, il, okay? It's more like you're opening your mouth a lot more. E just sounds like you're doing a really strange, big Joker smile or something, yeah? Il. So watch out for that pronunciation. So your first activity is lire et trouver les vocabulaires. So you're going to read and find the vocabulary for today. So rather than me just telling you what it is, I'm going to let you find it for yourself, okay? So I've underlined the words, okay, that you need. I've also written them in English along the side for you, okay? You're going to figure out what each of them means and write them into this column here. You do have this on your worksheet, so please go to your worksheet and fill this in. I'll read out each description for you so that you can hear it, but then I would like you to do it yourself, okay? So the first one, it says, Lise a les yeux noirs. Elle a les cheveux bruns et mi-longs. Elle a les cheveux attachés et j'ai une frange. Notice how I said Lise a and elle a, okay? Lise a, elle a. It's just like in English. In English, we say she is. Yeah, for example, we would say she is or she has. We can change she and put a name. Yeah, so she is tall. Or I could say Anna is tall. French do the exact same thing. Elle means she. So you can replace she with a name just like we do in English. Okay, and the same goes for he as well. All right, so Lise a, and then elle, instead of saying her name again, we're saying she. Yeah, elle. So you just can take away elle and put Lise, or take away Lise and put elle, whichever way you're going to do it when you do your own writing. All right, the next one. Grace a les cheveux noirs. Elle a les cheveux très longs et un petit ondulé. Josh a les yeux bruns et les cheveux roux. Il a les cheveux courts et raides. Celia a les yeux bruns et les cheveux roux. Elle a les cheveux courts et bouclés. All right, we've got some interesting words there. So see if you can figure out what some of them are. Some of them you should be able to guess. For example, long kind of looks like the English word. Milon kind of looks like the English word. We've got franche, which also kind of looks like the English word as well. So there are some ones that you can probably guess already. And of course, we already looked at red, so you should already know what that is. Okay? So have a go. See if you can figure them out. Okay? And I'll see you back here in a second. Make sure you pause the video. Okay, I'm going to assume you've paused it. These are the answers. So, mid-length, mi-long. Okay, it kind of looks very similar. Okay, mid-long. Okay, mid-length, mi-long. So everybody repeat, mi-long. Fringe, une frange, une frange. Okay, it looks like the English words if you've got fringe, yeah. Une frange. If you could repeat that as well, une frange. Tied up. So tied up, like when you fasten your hair up like this, yeah? So attaché, attaché. Make sure you repeat, attaché. And it kind of looks like the English word attached. Maybe imagine you've attached a bubble to your head, or maybe attached your hair to the top of your head. So there's a kind of, you can kind of think of it as very similar. Long, long. The only difference being the letter S there, okay? Short, court. All right, court. Make sure you repeat. Court. Curly. Bouclé. Bouclé. Now I've given you an extra word here as opposed to the one on the previous slide. I've just realized I hadn't noticed that I changed it before, but you know what? I'll give you an extra word for it. So we've got frissé, which means kind of like, it looks like frizzy, but you can also have bouclé, which also means curly, okay? Bouclé. Then we've got wavy, ondulé, ondulé, okay? Wavy, ondulé. Then we've got straight, red, red, okay? Like a really French way of saying red, okay? Red. And then if you, I did add a bit where you could add your own word. So if there was one that you wanted to know that wasn't on my list, you're welcome to go and look for your own, okay? I've added another one that you might want, bald. So if you don't have any hair at all, or if you're describing someone who doesn't have any hair, it's chauve, chauve, okay? Super. So your next activity is a writing activity. So Ecrivez write full sentences by filling in the gaps, okay? Now, this has been differentiated. I want all of you to do the green. I would like, now if you find that super easy, okay, I'd like you to carry on and do the yellow, okay? Now, the red is not mandatory, though I would encourage you, if you think you can, to then write the sentences yourselves, okay? So I've structured them for the first 4. I've given you a lot of help there. But if you think you can write them all by yourself by the end of that, please do so, okay? So the first one I've done as an example for you. Elle a les cheveux blonds et les cheveux mi-longs et raides. So, okay, means and, Elle a les cheveux blonds. So I put color here. So in French, you will have learned blond for blonde hair, okay? Mi-long, so that's the length, mid-length. Erect, style, so it's straight, okay? Now you try. Il a les cheveux. Put in a color. So look for number 2. Here he is. Look for your length, okay? Is it short or is it long? And then you're going to look for style. Is it straight? Is it curly? Is it wavy? Okay. Then for number 3, you're going to do it yourself. So there's 3 words missing. Elle a les. Well, we're obviously talking about hair. So how do you say hair in French? Here you're going to have the color. So we were talking about color. And then you've got your length here, okay? So is it short? Is it mid-long length? Is it long? And then your style. Is it wavy? Is it curly? Is it short? You're going to do the same thing down here. And then for 5 and 6, you'll do the same thing for these two, okay? But you're going to write the whole sentence yourself, right? You've got lots of words here to help you, but have a look in your notes for the colours and things that you did with Miss, okay? As a stretch it challenge, add a sentence saying what the eye colour is, okay? So if you think, oh, Miss, that was so easy, okay? Stretch yourself, go that little bit further then and talk about the eye color, okay? You can make it up. It doesn't have to be the right eye color if you can't really tell. But I think you can tell. But if you think, you know, Miss, I really can't see it, just pick a color that you think it looks like, okay? So pause now, do the activity. I'm going to go through the answers. I'm going to assume you've paused. Helps when you click next and it goes next. There we go. So, elle a les cheveux blonds et les cheveux mi-longs et raides. So we did that one. Fine. The next one should have been il a les cheveux noirs, longs et raides. So black, long, and straight. Okay. If you put wavy, I would accept that as well. That would be fine. Okay. So if you put ondulé, I would accept that too. That's fine. It's slightly wavy, you know, a little bit. All right. Elle a les cheveux roux, courts et bouclés. So she has red hair, short, and so she has short, red, short, curly. Okay. If instead of bouclé, you put frissé, that's fine too. Okay. Your next one, elle a les cheveux bruns, courts et ondulés. Okay, so she has brown, short, and wavy. Okay. Also, as well, note that it's a girl or a boy. Okay, so I'm changing between il a and elle a. Okay. Now, if you manage to get onto the red ones, you would have put il a les cheveux violets, courts et raides. Okay, so he has purple, short, and straight hair. The last one, il a les cheveux gris, courts et raides. So he has grey, short, and straight hair. Okay. Now, if you did the stretch it challenge, you would have had elle a les yeux bleus, il a les yeux noirs, elle a les yeux verts, elle a les yeux bruns, il a les yeux verts, and il a les yeux bruns. Okay. If you had any other color, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. The important thing is that you've got elle a and il a and les yeux. Okay, those are the important parts of that sentence that I need you to have right if you, that I would like you to have right if you attempted it. Okay. Right. Listening. Écoutez. Listen. So I'm going to give a description and I would like you to write the name of the person you hear being described, okay? I'm going to say each sentence once, which you are welcome to pause, rewind, and listen again as many times as you need, okay? So I'm going to start with the first one. I've given a name for each one as well, okay? This is on your worksheet, so fill it in with the name on your worksheet. Numéro 1, number 1. Il a les cheveux gris et courts. Numéro 2. Elle a les cheveux bruns et courts. Numéro 3. Elle a les cheveux blonds et longs. Numéro 4. Il a les cheveux noirs, longs et ondulés. Numéro 5. Elle a les cheveux roux, courts est bouclé. Numéro 6. Il a les cheveux violets, courts et raides. Rewind, go back as many times as you like for that, okay? Pause it now if you're going to do that though, because I'll go over the answers next, okay? So, answers. So the first one was Jacques, okay, the last one, because I said il a. So if you heard il a, you will have known it was going to be one of the boys. Il a les cheveux gris, okay, gris. So gris means grey. Well, there's only one of them there with grey hair. And then court, which means short. Number 2 was Emily, okay. Elle a les cheveux bruns. So she has brown hair, cheveux bruns. Et court, in short, okay, short brown hair. Elle a, so again, I said elle, so you probably would have guessed it was one of the girls. Les cheveux blancs et longs. So blanc is very, very similar to the English word, so you probably would have figured out that that was Lise. Numéro 4, so number 4, il a les cheveux noirs, noirs. So we know it was a boy because I said il a. Okay, so you knew it was either going to be John or Paul. Cheveux noirs, black, okay? And if you didn't get it from noir, you probably would have got it from long, which is long, okay? Number 5, Celia, okay? Elle a les cheveux roux, roux. So there's only one there with red hair, okay? So you might have been able to figure that one out. Il a les cheveux violets, okay? Violet probably would have given away because it looks like violet, which means purple, and there's only one person there with violet hair, okay? Yeah. Now, this is just an LO check, so this is just to check your learning objective for me to see that you've understood the objective, okay? So there are 4 mistakes that I've highlighted in this sentence for you, or I've underlined, okay? And I would like you to write the sentence out correctly onto your worksheet, please. Do that now, pause the video, and come back. I'm going to assume you've paused. Right, so it should be, I haven't written on, so I'll type it out for you. It should be Elle a les cheveux. Okay, so Elle because it's a girl. Okay. Noir, well, her hair isn't black, is it? It's roux. Okay, it's red. Roux. Is it long? No, it's short. So it will be court. Et, and then red means straight. Well, it's not red. So you could have put plissé, or you could have put bouclé. Okay, if you wanted as well. Right, one of those 2 would have been fine. Right, so check that and then move on. So the last thing for us then, that last thing for us to do is the plenary. So A-vous, your turn. A-vous. Describe someone in your family. This is on your worksheet as well, and I've given you a little structure to help you on your worksheet. So you're going to describe someone in your family. It could be your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother, anyone you like. It could even be a pet, okay, because they've got hair. So you could even describe a pet if you wanted. But I would like to see the hair color, the hair lengths, and the hairstyle, okay? Now, as a stretch it challenge, you could replace elle or il with ma mère, ma sœur, mon frère, mon père, mon chat, mon chien, okay? Mon chat being my cat, mon chien being my dog, okay? If you know mon lapin, okay, my rabbit, whatever you want. But don't replace a. A means has. Okay, so you have to have that word there. That is the verb. Okay, you need that. But elle and il, you can replace those 2. He and she, her, she and he. Okay, he and she. You can replace those 2 with the name, even if you want to put your mum's name or your dad's name, or even your friend. If you want to do your friend as well, that's fine. You could put Claire a les cheveux, or Josh a les cheveux, or mon chat a les cheveux. Okay, so make sure that you always have a. A lot of students forget it, so that's why I'm really pushing that on you, okay? Make sure you remember to keep, okay? Right, that's all off me for today. If you find that all of that was really easy, you got through it really quick, or you just fancy doing a little bit more, there is a link here to a spiral quiz. There's only 3 questions on it, okay? But it's to help practice speaking. So you just record yourself answering some of the questions. So I might have given you a sentence for you to read and then record, okay? And I can go on and I can listen to it and I can hear you, okay? So when you click on the link, it'll give you a little space to type your name. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to put in an account or anything like that. Just type your name, click go, and you can start the quiz right then and there. Okay? So, super. Thank you very much for your time today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Okay? And hopefully I'll get to see you all again soon. Au revoir.